Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to NerdPod Generations, episode 185. As always, I am one of your illustrious hosts, Steve Taylor, along with the always lovely Al Judson. Hello, sir.
Hello, friends and enemies.
I just want to let everyone know I apologize if I sound a little congested. I had the flu last week. I'm feeling much better, but I still have a little goop that I'm trying to get rid of. Not the Gwyneth Paltrow goop, like the actual better than that
like
goop.
the Mucinex Man goop.
Yes, exactly. So, and it's working its way out, but I just want to let you know I'll be drinking a little water here and there.
There's a football commercial being shot in your sinuses right now.
Pretty much. So, folks, sorry about last week. There, life happens. Things just happen.
Yeah.
We had to miss a week.
It was, I'll tell you, last week was tough for everybody all around. You were sick. I was having a rough week with a bunch of other things, and we just both needed some time.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's life.
It happens.
Yeah. But we're back.
This is what happens when you're in your 30s. You're too old to do the grind.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I hate you. That's why this is NerdPod Generations,
I included you in the 30s. It's
it doesn't fly.
It's the polite thing to do.
It's not polite. It just rubs it in. All right, folks, so this is 185, meaning there are 184 past episodes of Pure Gold, so please go to nerdpodgen.com. There is a link on the main page to our previous episode, and then there are also links to Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Al has been uploading partial and full episodes for us, so make sure if you go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube, just subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you know when we do put up a new episode, because we don't want you to miss any of this. It's just pure awesomeness.
And it's really handy because, I love doing this show.
And I love doing
this show. But also, the show becomes self-indulgent in that it is 2 hours long. And so the great thing about YouTube is that it's all segmented.
Yeah.
And you can just listen to the 30-minute long version of a segment.
And that's why you're awesome.
Yeah.
And that's why you're awesome. All right, folks. We do like to start every episode with a little thing we like to call Watch, Play, Read. And I am going to start today. I want to start with a brief little shout-out to... It had to have been more than 5 years ago. I had one of those things where I was going through Apple TV or the Apple Store, and they were selling the complete series of Futurama for like $20.
Oh my god!
And I bought it.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it. And then you brought up Futurama last week, and then I was going through my Apple backlog, and I saw Futurama, and I'm like, holy shit, I have every season. Yeah. So I started watching it again. And I love every second of it. So I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's so good.
It is my go-to, ready to go to bed. I need 20 minutes to watch something before I get to sleep.
Yeah. No, I use it as background noise a lot of the time.
Oh, it's so good.
Because it's just wonderful background noise, because especially the first 5 seasons, I know, back to back. And then everything that's newer, I know, but I don't know as well. And so it's like, I know what this plot line is. I know which one are the ones that I actually want to pay attention to. Whereas there are others that you're just like, I don't need to pay attention to it. It's fine.
It was good.
Yeah, I love Futurama.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah. But I'm kicking myself. I'm also kicking myself. They had a couple weeks ago, Ash versus the Evil Dead, the entire 3 seasons for $4.99 on Apple, and I didn't buy it. And now it's $30.
I know. There's something about a really good deal. You're like, I don't even know if I need this, but I kind of want it. They had, on Vudu, they had Sailor Moon, all of Sailor Moon, the original Sailor Moon, which was 10 seasons for $25.
Oh my god.
And we were like, I don't know if we'll ever actually watch it, but it's kind of tempting because that's a really good price. And now it's $70.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that would have been the thing. There was at one point, Vudu had a crash sale for Scrubs. It was all of Scrubs for $8. And I was
a lot of seasons, wasn't it?
It was. It was 10 seasons. And
holy cow.
I was like, I liked Scrubs a lot in high school. Do I want to return to it? I don't know. And now it's at a point where even when it's on sale, it's not $8.
Yeah.
And it's like, did I need it? Probably not. Did I want it? Kinda, in a weird way, only because it's such a good deal.
Oh, God.
Capitalism has wormed its way into my heart.
Yes, it is. Right into our brains.
Yep.
All right, so I want to talk about 2 movies. Mm-hmm. One I have seen, one I have not seen. But the one I have seen, I've not watched in a while.
Okay.
I am unapologetically a massive fan of the Timothy Olyphant Hitman movie.
Okay.
And I have not seen it in a while. And I rewatched it. And damn if that isn't a fucking great movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've never seen it.
He is perfect as that character.
Yeah.
And it's rated R, super violent, everything you would expect in a Hitman movie. Why that thing got trashed as much as it did, I just don't know.
Because it was the era of Matrix clones.
But it's not even a Matrix clone.
But it comes off as a Matrix clone.
It really doesn't, though. Like, if you watch it, it's not Matrix.
I just remember the trailers and being like, oh, it's another Matrix-style
movie.
Did it's a guy in a suit, and he's going around killing people, and he's very robotic. I was like, oh, this
But that's the thing. It's like, it quite literally is the game. Like, if you watch him walking down halls, the way Timothy Olyphant just walks normally looks like Agent 47.
Yeah.
And watching him walk down a hall, and he's got the little barcode on the back of his head, and his attitude and the violence, it's like, honestly, it's more of like a John Wick movie before John Wick.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the action scenes are very much like that.
I'll have to check it out.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Great movie. I highly recommend it. I have not seen the second one they did with, I can't remember the actor's name. I know I saw him recently in the new Jurassic World movie. But that one was kind of like the Punisher, how they had they did the spinoff with Ray Stevenson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When
War Journal.
When they did War Journal.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like War Journal was good, but it's kind of like the knockoff version of Punisher. And that's kind of what I saw. I haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah.
But what I heard about the second one is they upped the, I'm going to say Resident Evil of it, to where instead of it being more of a grounded, serious action movie, they made it more video gamey. Where what I liked about the first one is it did feel like an action movie.
Yeah.
It didn't have like super flash cuts and all this weird shit. Did have one good fourth wall thing where he breaks through a window of a hotel, and there are two kids playing Hitman, and they kind of look at him, and he just walks by. I was like, that's kind of good. That's kind of... Like, it was a super 1 second thing.
That's a classic early 2000s kind of bit.
And it was cheesy, but I kind of laughed.
Break the world for just a second, just for a bit, and then never address it ever
Never
again.
ever address it again.
Yeah.
But it was good. But the one I really want to talk about, I never seen before, I'd always wanted to see. It's a little movie called Abagail.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've seen Abagail.
Remind me, which one is this? I'm
so
confusing
Abagail
with Annabelle.
is a movie where this little girl is abducted in the beginning of it.
And there's a great cast for it, right?
It's mostly unknowns.
Okay.
There's some solid B-level actors.
Okay.
But they kidnap this girl, and they're holding her hostage in this big mansion. But you come to find out that the girl is actually an eternal vampire.
Yes.
And she paid Giancarlo Esposito, is the only like real big name in it. He works for her. He paid them to kidnap her, but then he locks them all in the house and she hunts them.
Yes, I remember this movie.
Really fucking good. It is crazy bloody.
Right, because Dan Stevens and Kevin Durand are in this. Yes. I remember this.
So but I had always wanted to see it. And I'm like, you know what? This also might be in Vudu, because this was another one. It was like dirt cheap. So I'm like, I look for the $4.99 movies for ones I haven't seen.
Yeah.
And
if it's as much to rent as it is to buy, I'll just buy it. Yeah. And that way I can just watch it whenever
Especially
I want.
if it's a vampire movie. We love vampire movies.
Yeah.
But my God, this movie's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because it's the girl. Once again, you got to wonder about kids this age.
Yeah.
In a movie like this. Because she is mostly covered head to toe in blood throughout the movie. Like real blood. And she is like ripping people's throats out. And what's creepy is when they kidnap her, she's finishing ballet practice. And so a lot of times when she's taunting somebody she's going to kill, she'll like do a ballet dance.
She's in a tutu the whole movie. Yeah.
And it's fucking nuts.
Well, did you recognize her?
No, who is she?
She's Matilda.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I guess when she's covered in blood with fangs, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit, now that I think about it, yes.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Dude, highly recommend watching this movie. Like, it's not going to win an Oscar, but it is so much fun because once you realize it, I mean, you know it. If you've seen the trailer, they kind of ruin it in the trailer.
Yeah. They show that she's a monster in the trailer.
Exactly. But once they get into it, and you're like, this is gonna be fucking good.
Well, it seems like a super camp movie, which is great because I love this. To me, is what I would qualify as a dollar theater movie.
Oh yeah,
where like this is a second run movie. This is a movie that you're gonna watch for $5. You're gonna have a lot of fun. You're not necessarily going to have a new perspective on life. It's not going to change your philosophy about anything, but it's going to be a fun way to burn a few hours.
Yep.
And especially if you have buddies and other people to hang out with and some good food and maybe a few other things to help push it along.
Well, and another thing about it is this is the type of movie that if I had, like, I have put this next to this year's Frankenstein. Mm-hmm. Frankenstein is a far better movie. I will watch Abigail more in my lifetime than I will Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Just because Frankenstein is so long and so in depth and this is just mindless violence and vampire fun.
Well, it goes back to that whole idea of Futurama. Frankenstein is Jurassic Park.
Yep.
It's an incredible thing that's absolutely outstanding and cannot be in any way impugned upon.
Yep.
But Abigail is also in a very similar vein, just very stupid and fun.
Yeah. Well, like Oppenheimer. I might watch that twice more in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Same with Schindler's List. Maybe another once or twice in my lifetime. This movie I'll watch probably 10 more times.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's so dumb fun.
Yeah.
And it has the awesome twist that she's not just this eternal vampire. She's Dracula's daughter. And Dracula shows up at the end.
Oh, nice.
And it's a brief little thing, and it's really fucking cool. And it's the guy that played Osmosis in Watchmen.
Oh, Matthew Good.
Matthew Good. He plays Dracula.
That's great.
And he, like I said, it's a it's a 5-minute cameo, but he plays it so awesome.
I was about to say, if there's a guy that can play an eternal father figure, it's Matthew Good. He looks exactly the same as he did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And then he was just like a handsome young man, and now he looks like a handsome young-ish man.
Well, and that's the thing is he's got this very slick, rich, put-together look about him, but he's also a just monster.
Yeah.
And he plays that dichotomy so well.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking good. But I highly recommend, like I said, if you want to just shut your brain off and watch something dumb and fun, fucking Abigail.
Yeah.
Like it's up there with me for vampire movies. That's how fucking good it is.
I've heard this about Abigail.
So good.
I've wanted to check it out as well. So before we dive into the fun stuff, let's take a quick. We just have to pull off into the trailer park just for a hot second. We don't have much to talk about. I thought we were going to have a lot to talk about. It turns out that there's just really one thing here that's a big thing, and then there's like a little carny side stand that says it's Daredevil, and we're just like, And I don't see anything here that makes me think that this is going to be better than last season, which, if longtime viewers will remember, was my most disappointing show of last year, was Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, yeah, it sucked ass.
So, it had so much potential, and then it trashed it all in various stupid, self-inflicting ways. Yeah. I hope it's better, and Bullseye's costume is still bad. Okay, so speaking of bad costumes, have you ever wanted to watch Friday Night Lights and have it also vaguely, kind of, almost, sort of be Green Lanterns? Now, to do this, we need to make it so that the Green Lanterns never leave Earth, and so that the rings themselves don't choose the new Lanterns, and so that Kilowog is not in charge of training the new Lanterns, okay? But it takes place in Texas.
Yeah.
Who's on board for Lanterns, baby? Oh, yeah, here we go, folks. Kyle, what's his nuts, and another
Kyle Chandler
guy.
And Aaron Pierre's who plays. So Kyle Chandler plays Hal Jordan. Aaron Pierre plays Jon Stewart. In what I heard is Aaron Pierre's Jon Stewart is going to be in the next Superman movie. I'll be honest. When I first started watching this trailer, I had no idea what the fuck it was.
Yeah,
because it said Lanterns, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me watch this. You couldn't tell what the fuck it was?
It's not Green Lanterns.
No.
I'll tell you that.
No.
There's a dusty old, bad, not green, costume in the back of Hal Jordan's closet, which, again, doesn't make sense because that's not how Green Lanterns work.
No.
You know you're in a bad situation when the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern is more canonically accurate than you are. Not good, guys. Also, there is another Green Lantern in this universe. Well, how do these guys feel about Guy Gardner?
Well, he's in the cast list, so he's going to be in the series also.
So, like, what the fuck are we talking about?
You can't have three lanterns on. Like, what the fuck are we?
Like, my big takeaway was what is this and why is it calling itself Green Lantern? Because it's so clearly not, to the point where, like, there's a few shots that seem almost like a Twin Peaks style fever dream where, like, Hal Jordan flies off and you're like, did the coach from Friday Night Lights just leave? Like, just full on dip? And there's a ring and a costume. Ooh, there's a ring on the dashboard. But, like, here's my thing. Last I checked, and I could be wrong, but last I checked, the rings choose their user.
Yes.
The ring, so Amon Sur, when he's dying, isn't like, I gotta go find this one specific guy. The ring leaves him and finds Hal and brings Hal back and says, you're Green Lantern, this is the guy you're replacing, he has these last few words for you. Or sometimes you don't even get that. Why would Hal be in charge of his training? Why would his training take place on Earth, the place that's going to be least impactful to his training? The Green Lanterns are a cosmic police force.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, superhero stuff, but it doesn't look like there's much superhero stuff going on. It looks like this is a police procedural, but also has Green Lanterns. And I'm just like... Also... Coast City is in California! So why is this in Texas, and why is Kyle Chandler playing Hal Jordan with a Texas accent, and... What the fuck, man? Like, how can you get something so profoundly wrong? How bad is it? It's so bad, I would rather watch Ryan Reynolds in Green Lantern than watch Kyle Chandler in Lanterns. That's how bad it is.
The part that makes me... And I can imagine you would have this same cringe to it. All I could think about while watching this is James Gunn saying, I'm such a big fan.
Yeah.
Only a fan like me can change the lore.
You guys don't understand, okay? I'm a bigger fan than you guys are.
Yeah.
So I actually know this way better than you guys do. And as a result, you just need to trust me on this.
And that's the vibe I got from this trailer. Because
like we trusted you with Jor-El's Legacy?
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah. And so it's like... I have zero faith in the DCU now.
No.
Like, I'm not going to lie, I had the tiniest shred of faith before Superman.
Uh-huh.
And it was only because I thought, you know what, James Gunn, I haven't loved his movies since the first Guardians. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because Zack Snyder was so bad, you can't be that bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it's that bad, but it's close.
It's like...
It's like borderline.
I'm seriously like... I would rather watch the terrible, awful garbage Green Lantern movie than watch this because that one has Kilowog in it.
Yeah.
Because that one, like, they teased that the squirrel's going to be in it. The squirrel's going to be in it for 5 fucking minutes. For 5 fucking minutes
joke.
At the very end as a bit.
And it's going to be voiced by James Gunn's brother.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's just like, this is garbage. Yeah. Do not take the garbage and run with it. It's garbage. Like, this is the worst thing. I can't imagine a worse interpretation of this story than this. How in the world is this a good, like... So, I want to put this in context. You could do Training Day, but with Green Lanterns. That's what this could be, right? It could be one of those things where John isn't getting along with Kilowog for whatever reason, and Hal takes him under his wing, and they go off, and they're doing Training Day type things, and then it turns out that Hal is infected with the yellow poison Parallax, and it turns out it's all been bad. Like, there's interesting things you could do with a Green Lantern story, and none of them take place on Earth. And none of them involve Hal Jordan just talking to the police and being in custody. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What in the world are we doing? And this is going to be an entire series. This isn't a movie. This is like a multi-hour series.
Yeah.
It's going to be slow.
Yep.
It's going to be boring.
Yep.
And it's not going to have any superheroing almost whatsoever. It's going to have a lot of John and Hal butting heads over procedure. It's not going to have the Guardians. It's not going to have Oa. It's not going to have the Yellow Lantern Corps. It's not going to have the Spectrum Corps. It's not going to have anything interesting. Kilowog's not going to show up in this because if he was, they would have told us. They would have shown it to us and made us more interesting. This whole thing is bullshit. And if you were doing this with, like, Kyle Rayner, it'd be one thing. Like, that'd be bad. But, like, the fact that you're going to have Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart in this fiasco of a Lantern show. And I'm so pissed. This looks so bad.
Well, the whole thing they're going to play off of is what James Gunn has played off of with a lot of his stuff, is it's going to be on HBO, and they're going to say fuck.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh my God, Green Lantern's going to say fuck. But that's, that wears thin. Like, it wear thin with Peacemaker. The first season was fun. The second season was not very good at all.
That's not enough.
No, it's not enough.
You can't have the entire thing be, but it's edgy. Okay. And also because Green Lantern was edgy before. And also because, again, everything is self-defeating here. Because the moment you're like, but we're going to be like an edgier cop drama with Green Lantern, I'm like, then why does it take place on Earth? You know what would be edgy? Going anywhere else.
Yeah.
So you can have storylines about capturing genocidal warlords and how to handle situations. And it's like a Star Trek, but with Green Lanterns.
It's funny you say that because Damon Lindelof, who did Star Trek Into Darkness and wrote for Lost and all that, is the creator, one of the creators.
Yeah, exactly. Again, another guy who saw the idea of Star Trek and said, but why don't they just teleport planet to planet?
Yeah. Which he did right Into Darkness. There you go.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
you missed the point entirely.
The part that makes me furious about this is I can see going to this type of storyline if somebody in the past had done Green Lantern before and done it well.
Yeah.
The only time it's been done well is on animated.
Yeah.
No one has done a live action one well yet.
No.
So why don't you do the actual fucking Green Lantern well first?
Right.
Then a few years down the line, you can do a spinoff like this. Because it's like, all right, well, we already did the OG well. So now maybe we'll branch out to something different. But no, this is most people's going to be their first interaction with Green Lantern. Because no one's going to go back and show their kids the fucking Ryan Reynolds one. And it's like, this is what we fucking get.
This is it?
This is dog shit.
It's like looking at Arrow and being like, this is Green Arrow. It's like, no, it's not. That's not fucking him. You made the wrong guy.
Yeah.
You turned Oliver Queen into Batman. What the fuck?
Oh, and quick tangent. This reminded me, after our last episode, I did read Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Isn't it great?
Same type of thing like this, where it's like, you have it. Why are you changing it so fucking much and making it just
all you have to do is make the thing.
Yes.
Like, that's what makes me extra crazy about Lanterns, is that not that long ago, in a DC animated film, they had an adult-style storyline that followed Jon Stewart being selected to be a Green Lantern and him having to pair up with Adam Strange and Hawkgirl and a bunch of other guys to go on this cosmic quest that ended with him having to fight Hal Jordan. And it's like, just make that! Just make that put in live action! Just make it! Just do it! It can be line for line exactly the same.
Yeah.
But like, I get it. There's already a Hawkgirl. I don't fucking care. Make something like this. Make something cool. Yeah. It's already there. You don't have to... we are willing to look the other way for plagiarism. Like, that's the level of desperation. You just said it.
They've already introduced the Hawkgirl character.
Yes.
So you don't have to introduce her.
Yes.
You could just have her be part of the group.
Or have this new idea of, like, there's the Kendra Hawkgirl that we met in Superman, but there's also a race called the Thanagarians, who are also out there that are also Hawk people. And then there's also Carter Hall, who thinks he's a reincarnated version of an ancient... So, like, the Hawk mantra stuff is all over the place to begin with. Lean into that.
They did that version in, what's that spinoff of The Flash? Heroes of Tomorrow?
Yeah, Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow. They did that spinoff of Hawk people where they're like reincarnations. Yeah. They did it in a fucking CW TV show. They can't do it in a movie.
It's canon. Lean into it. Lean into nobody fuck knows. Are these people reincarnations of Thanagarians that came here to ancient Egypt? Maybe. Who fucking knows? But it's lean into it because it has magic and outer space and cosmic and everything that you need to build a universe. And you can just nestle it in this Green Lantern story or not. But, like, do something bold. Do something interesting. When I joke that this is Friday Night Lights, it's because it looks like Friday Night Lights. It's not just because of Kyle Chandler. It's because there's a scene that takes place on a high school football field. Like, This is maddening to me. This makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Jon Stewart is from the metro area, the Northeast. Hal Jordan is from the LA area, the Southwest. No one is from Texas. Why does this take place in Texas? Is it just because it's Kyle Chandler?
I will give the only reason I'm going to say this is the first thing I thought. This is the Tyler Sheridan effect.
Yeah.
The guy that's done Yellowstone and all those shows, they all take place in either Texas or Montana. And I guarantee they're like, dude, we got to do something to bring in that demographic, so let's have it in Texas.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid if they do it in California, it'll alienate a whole political side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But that takes it, like you're saying, it's not
it makes
the fucking
no
characters.
fucking sense! And why isn't this just in space?
Yeah.
Why is this on Earth at all, let alone Texas? We can get into the Texas of it, but why is it even on Earth?
Yeah.
Why is he training John? Where is Kilowog? Why isn't the Green Lantern Corps is the most bonkers, zany, out of this world, literally. Like, unless you're doing New Gods, like it's the only way to go above Lanterns is New Gods. Lanterns is pretty high up there in how crazy off-world you can go. There's a mathematic equation that is a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're gonna try and ground it in this, like, earthbound, procedural police drama bullshit? Why? Why would you even do that?
My only thought on that, and I did think about this as well, and if this is the case, then just don't do the show, is they were given a paltry budget and said, we want you to make the show. We don't have a lot of money for special effects, so you got to work around it.
Then don't do it.
Then don't do it.
Then don't do it.
Then don't fucking do it.
Then don't do it.
Do an animated version.
Do an animated version. Do a movie. Do a movie that you can give a bigger budget to with a shorter time so you have more budget per minute to use, and you can do a basic story in space as a proof of concept. But don't do a show where you have this budget that's stretched out over 8 episodes and you can't do any cosmic stuff, and the best you can do is hooking Kyle Chandler up to wires and having him fly away on a truck.
Yeah.
Where you can practically see the truck carrying him off on wires. And it's just like, what the fuck, man?
This was their opportunity with this new regime to say, we are going to make an hour and 45 minute adult animated Green Lantern show or movie, and we're going to promote it as this is not for kids and get people into the animated sector, and then we can bring all of our back catalog and show everyone and be like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then start a whole new franchise on the animated side. And they fucked it up, and they're going to ruin it because they needed to make it with people no one gives a shit. No one gives a fuck about. Nothing against Kyle Chandler. No one gives a fuck about Kyle Chandler anymore. No one in the show anyone gives a fuck about.
I don't think anybody. I think there is a window where Kyle Chandler was relevant, and it's the window between Friday Night Lights and King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong. I think that was his window, and as soon as that window shut, he's been just doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All the time.
Which is true, because I remember when I saw Wolf of Wall Street, I was like, hey, it's that guy.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his fucking name.
Exactly. I couldn't remember his name at the beginning of this fucking segment.
Yeah.
Because he is white toast from 20 years ago. You know? And now, like, he's a Jai Courtney type. He's a fucking what's his nuts and Dingleberry.
But I see what you mean. He's as relevant as Jai Courtney. He's a much better actor.
This is what I'm saying.
But he's as relevant.
But like there's a bunch of them. Like Jason Clarke, who was in Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
What's his nuts? Joel Edgerton from Warriors. Like, these guys are great actors.
Yep.
Nobody fucking knows who they are. They're like, white man number 8 on SNL. Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know who that guy is or why I would ever know who he is ever again. And so it's just like, Kyle Chandler is that from 20 years ago. And now he gets to be Green Lantern, and on the surface, I'm like, fine. I don't really care. That's not that big a deal. And the guy playing Jon Stewart seems fine. A little old to be training to go into the Green Lantern Corps. I understand that Jon was a Marine, but he could still be in his late 20s having been a Marine.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. And it just so fully misses the point of everything Green Lantern. We're not even going to get construct swords. We're not going to get constructs at all, are we? Going to get nothing out of this deal.
No, we're truly not going to get a single thing that you're going to want.
Yeah.
Because
they would have put it in the trailer if we were going to do that.
Yeah.
This show has been in production for over a year now. If they had that footage, it would have been in the trailer to hype us up. This is a realistic expectations trailer.
Yep.
This is what the show is going to be. Do not hype it to be something else. It's not going to be that. This is all it's going to be.
And it's going to tank.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have HBO Max or whatever the fuck it's called now.
No.
And this is not let's refer to it in video game terms, this is not a system seller. This is not something somebody's going to get it just to see this show.
Not with this budget.
No. Not with this fucking trailer.
No. And it's super frustrating because you look at Mandalorian and it's like you could even do something like that where you use the volume and you don't have to pay for full sets, but you have some elements that are real and some elements that are fake, and then you have the volume to make up the middle ground. And they don't even do that. It's just so like it shows you what HBO's I don't want to say priorities because it's not even them, it's their business daddy. This is what business daddy has been doing with HBO is just bullshit nonsense.
Nice John Oliver reference.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. But like that's all that it's been, and it's been passed around so many times. At this point, it's practically just like a hangnail, a hanging chad on a Disney Plus subscription, where it's like, hey, we'll throw in HBO Max for like $5 a month, and it's like, okay, who fucking cares, you know?
Yeah. That looks terrible.
It does. I'm so disappointed.
I know you have a couple things that Miss Kelly is going to be joining us.
She is going to be joining us for. I do want to do a quick mention. I'm not going to do a full review yet because I haven't finished it, but I've been watching a Ninja Turtles TV show from 2012 that has Sean Astin as Raphael.
Nice.
Among others. Seth Green takes over for Leonardo halfway through the show. Jason Biggs is Leonardo to begin the show. It's weird. And then
I know that show. Because I remember hearing an interview with him and said he was voicing it.
Yeah. And then he leaves like after 3 seasons, and they have to get another guy.
It was during the Me Too movement when he got called out for doing something and he got kicked off the show.
No, they did. So here's the thing: the show is tough because I really like it, but I think that's the best review for it. I really like it, but it's Nickelodeon's first bite at the apple. And so there's 2 things. One, the animation is atrocious. It looks bad. I would love to sit here and be like, it's fine. It looks worse than the Star Wars Clone Wars. Oof. It's bad. The animation, you can call it stylized.
Kind of that like blocky, stylized.
Very blocky, like early 2000s, even though it came out 10 years after that style would have been acceptable.
Yeah.
So animation, you're just going to have to get over it. And it's all fart and butt jokes. It's all fart and butt jokes. Because it's Nickelodeon, so it's all slime and fart and butt jokes. And you're just like, okay, all right. Oh, the Krang have this giant monkey monster, and it has butt lasers. And they fart when they fire. Okay, all right, whatever. You kind of there's a lot of that. You have to just get over it and not let it bother you. Because the rest of the show is weirdly, like, super adult-based. Because not in terms of its storylines, but all of its reference points. It's a show written, like, with references everywhere. Xenomorphs from fucking Alien show up. You have Terminator shows up as a cockroach. You have fucking Jason shows up as a giant plant monster.
Oh, weird.
Napoleon Dynamite. Like, they actually got John Heder to come and play Napoleon the Frog.
Oh, my God.
There's weird reference points everywhere. Everything is weird and referential, and you see where all the references lead, but there's no way a child would get all of these reference points. And it's weird and challenging, and yet also really good because it hits really nice nostalgia points along the way. So they do have really good action, which is a good, a good satisfier for each episode. They do a lot of actual mutation stuff. So you like do the whole Baxter Stockman, and then they do like the Fly thing.
Okay.
For Baxter Stockman. You're like, okay, all right, this is interesting. What was the other one that they did? A Nightmare on Elm Street. But instead of Freddy Krueger, it's 4 weird cosmic beavers that can attack you in your dreams. Like, there's weird shit. There's weird shit everywhere here.
So people were doing a lot of drugs at Nickelodeon.
Yeah. And like, just like being like, what other 80s thing can we reference? There's Gremlins at various points. They have like Gremlin references. What was the other one that was really good? That I was like, what was the point of this? I don't know why is this even here? They do stuff like the first Ninja Turtles movie, they do a huge reference to, where in order to take Jason Biggs out, they bring in a guy that can do a Jason Biggs voice. Yeah. And then they have the whole thing where Leo goes off a la Raph in the first one, gets in a fight, loses, and has to be brought to the farmhouse when they have to evacuate the city so that he can heal up. And they just do the first Ninja Turtles movie. And it's like, okay, this feels super at home, but new because it's a little different. Everything is just a little different. And then he wakes up and he sounds like Seth Green. And they're like, why does he sound like that? And he's like, because he got so hurt. His vocal cords are permanently damaged. Oh no. And so, but like, they have
so weird.
They have a thing, The Thing. Like John Carpenter's The Thing reference point. Like, so many weird things that just crop up and you're like, I don't know who this is for, but I guess it's for me because I understand all of these references. They have an Attack on Titan reference at one point.
Okay, now that is reaching.
They have Wingnut and Screwloose are Batman and Robin, but a la the 60s Batman and Robin, the old Chum era Batman and Robin. And it's just like all this weird shit. You get an incredible voice cast. So you have like fucking David Tennant and Clancy Brown and JB Smoove.
Who's David Tennant play?
The Fugitoid.
Oh my god.
Because they do the whole space thing.
Yeah.
They go off into space and there's this whole thing in space. Keith David, Peter Stormare, Ron Perlman shows up as a cosmic shark bounty hunter. Like
I don't think that's legally allowed to have Ron Perlman and Clancy Brown in the same animated show. I don't think that's legally allowed.
They have like a dumb, gang that the Turtles can beat up, and then the gang gets a new leader who is Bruce Lee. He's just Bruce Lee, like a vaguely coded Bruce Lee.
Oh my god!
So that he actually has a chance to fight the Turtles, but it's Bruce Lee. In a similar vein, they have a mafioso style gangster, and the big man, the muscle for it, is a vaguely Sylvester Stallone stand-in. And he has like a big mech suit that he walks around and goes, hey, oh, hey. And it's just like, I don't know who this is for, but I am eating up every second of it. And then in between, there's fart jokes every once in a while. Yeah. And you're just like, yes, and the fart jokes, and the fart jokes.
What's it streaming
on? It's on Paramount, but I also just bought all of it on my own Vudu. So, but I'm sure it's on Paramount. But it's like, I don't know if I would recommend it to everybody, but I think it's really stupid and fun. And I think if you don't mind really dumb fart jokes, there's some really good stuff here. Kevin Michael Richardson voices the Shredder.
Oh, nice.
So that's really good. I don't even know where to begin with some of it. There are weird elements. All of the Turtles have crushes on mostly human women. And so Donnie has a crush on April. Leo has a crush on Karai, Shredder's daughter. And Mikey has a crush on a time traveler that they meet. And you're just like, there's so many things in this show. And I don't know what to do with all of them as they come up. But like they flow together really well. Yeah. You never feel lost. It does feel really fun. Lance Hendrickson shows up as one of the voice actors.
Nice.
Like it's Michael Dorff is one of the head Triceratons. And it's just like it's literally everybody. You trip over names as you're walking around. And it's funny, it's self-referential. It's very stupid at times, but also deeply serious at times. I'll finish with this. Once the bulk of the show ends, there's still 2 seasons where Nickelodeon was like, this is still successful, and we haven't finished making our next iteration yet, so we're just going to keep making this one under a new title because the Shredder died and Splinter died, and we finished like the general storyline of everything. So they have a spin-off show, and the spin-off show's intro is just, again, in a I don't know who this is for, so I guess it's for me. It's just a vaguely ripped off version of the Cowboy Bebop intro. And you're just like, I love this. This is so stupid and wonderful, and I'm totally into it. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know who came up with this. I don't know who this is for. I don't know what 12-year-old will understand what this is. But I fucking love this. Like, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Is like stuff where no one calls attention to it. It's not a big deal. But if you get it, you fucking get it.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? Some of it is stupid. Why is the guy that turns into Bebop basically Michael Jackson? He does all of the Michael Jackson-isms. It's like, okay, was this... okay, all right, it's fine, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Who are these references for? Yeah. I guess me.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because, like, my son's 10. He doesn't know any references back going back to 2015 when he was born. He doesn't know any of those references that, anytime in the 2010s, the 2020s.
Even in 2012, some of these references, I'd be like, who is this for?
Yeah.
What child is going in 2012 who was born in 2000, conservative estimate, is going to sit here and be like, oh yes, a Michael Jackson impersonation.
Only if your parent is a nerd.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's the only way, because, like, I look at my wife, she grew up in a household where they weren't into pop culture, really.
Yeah.
So, like, there are 80s and 90s references that any one of us nerds would know in a heartbeat. She has no idea.
Yeah.
And it's only because she wasn't given that kind of information.
Exactly.
But you're right. Unless your kid is somebody that right away you sit down and say, I'm going to show you all these old Amazing Spider-Man cartoons and all this stuff, they're never going to know this shit.
I think it's just the creators being like, I want this here.
Yeah.
And Nickelodeon being like, go ahead. Nobody's going to stop you. And as a result, you just get this weird mishmash of things that the creators clearly love and had to reference.
That's a big reason why you and I are always preaching doing animation instead of live action on some of these superheroes, because you can fit this shit in.
Yes.
Just do animated.
They do, this is my last bit, they do at one point a super referential thing where during the run of this show, there was the Michael Bay movies. And if you remember back when the first Michael Bay movie came out, there was this vaguely viral moment that was the turtles beatboxing in an elevator as they wrote it down. And it starts with Mikey banging his nunchucks together. And so in this show, at one point, they start with Mikey banging his nunchucks together while they're riding an elevator. And Raph just decks him.
I love it.
There we go.
And I watched an old interview with Alan Ritchson, I think he says his name, the guy that plays Reacher.
Yeah.
He was one of the turtles.
Yeah.
And he said it was
the worst.
The worst experience. You saw that interview?
Yeah. It was hot. It was bothersome.
And they would just leave them places and say, and they didn't get invited to the premiere or anything like that. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck Michael Bay in those movies.
Yeah, those movies were bad.
No.
They make a joke about them at one point, accusing someone of being, do you think I'm Megan Fox? Because they were seen as helpless only to be able to do something. And they're like, oh, I thought you were in trouble. And it's like, who do you think I am, Megan Fox?
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That gets an A+ right there and then.
So anyway, I'm going to invite Kelly over now, and we're going to talk about some other stuff that we've been brewing on.
I warmed the seat up. I'll be a tertiary witness to this.
Hello, dearest, gentle friends and enemies.
Yes.
Friends and enemies.
Gentle reader. What is the way that she begins it?
Dearest gentle
reader.
Yeah.
Dearest gentle friends and enemies. We finished Bridgerton.
Yes. Bridgerton season 4.
Yes. I want to get all of your thoughts, because we talked a little bit about it and you jumped in to give your notes, but you haven't really gotten a chance to talk about it. And I think as someone who has much more information about Bridgerton than I do, it's important to include you in these conversations.
Why, thanks. Have we talked about Bridgerton on the show before?
We've talked broadly about Bridgerton.
Yeah.
We've talked about Tony Bridges and of the silly nature of how we watch it versus how it's necessarily written, but also kind of the tongue-in-cheek nature of the show itself.
Yeah, so a very short summary for everyone listening. Bridgerton is a Regency-era romantasy, or not romantasy.
It is a romantasy in a lot of ways.
In some ways. Romance.
A lot of boom boom.
Yes. Romance, comedy, drama, great sex scenes, all that good stuff. But it focuses on the Bridgerton family. The head of the household is a Viscount, which is kind of in the middle of the...
He's a landowner.
Yeah, landowner, but below, like, Earl.
Yeah.
So, like, middle lower is where the Viscounts are. However, the Bridgerton family is very loved and adored by people, always causing scandal and drama and all that good stuff. Very, very beautiful family. They're all very attractive. And there's a nice, decent handful of them. And you can remember the age order because the names start with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H as they go down the line. Mm-hmm. So... really helpful for remembering.
If you're ever like, who is she and where is she in the order? You're like, okay, so Francesca, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, I know where. So she's under Eloise? That's the one that I always catch. I was like, wait, but Francesca. Eloise really is like... Eloise is like, I don't want to get married, and she has made it her mission.
Yes.
Like Jack Ryan before her.
Yeah.
I will make it my mission.
We'll get to Eloise's season eventually. So
nice reference.
So the way the show is structured, which is also how the books are structured, is each season focuses on each of the kids getting married. Mm-hmm. Very fun and wonderful. So season 4, we are focusing on the second born, the spare, Mr. Benedict Bridgerton.
Yes.
Benny Bridges.
All of his brothers, except for the one that's still in school, have finally been married, and several of his sisters.
Yeah.
And now he, as the second born, has been prancing around because, as he puts it, they don't need him.
Yeah. He is what at the time was referred to as a rake.
Yes.
So he is a young single man who sleeps around and causes havoc. Yeah.
Good for him.
Benedict is also great because he's an artist, and in the previous seasons they talk about like him wanting to go to a school to pursue art, and he realizes that his brother kind of bought his place there, but he is still very talented in his own right.
He just wants to make it on his own.
Yeah, he can never finish anything.
No, he gets distracted easily by various things, be they other projects,
and a lot of bisexual polyamorous
I was about
sex.
to say other people of various inclinations and styles, and
so he's the fun one.
Yeah, class lines.
He's the fun one.
He goes around. He's the one. My favorite Benedict scene will always be when his brother comes back from Greece with a special kind of vaguely hallucinogenic powder, and they're drinking it in their tea,
and he just dumps the whole thing in,
and he's just like, "This isn't working fast enough," and he just dumps a whole sachet in, and he's like, "All right," and then he's just sitting at dinner being like, "The lights are so beautiful. Oh my God,
screaming
my
out
family."
The window. Yeah. So the season begins at his mother, Lady Bridgerton's masquerade ball. Mm-hmm. It's very beautiful because, you don't have to necessarily wear clothing that is of the era at a masquerade. So people are in amazing costumes. We'll talk about costumes later. And he sees a beautiful young woman admiring the chandelier. Kind of helps her get out of being accosted by some other gentlemen, which happens a couple of times.
People that want to dance with her.
Yes.
They want to dance with her.
And she doesn't know how to dance, and he thinks this is very odd. So they go out into the lovely gazebo, and they have a nice, beautiful little moment. Clock strikes midnight, and everyone's supposed to take off their masks. Oh no, I gotta go. It's a Cinderella story.
She runs away, and he reaches for her and just takes her glove. All he can get is the glove.
He gets the glove instead of a slipper. So it, and very, very much is Cinderella inspired. So is the book. It's very specific.
Yeah.
So
this is kind of a trope of Bridgerton writ large.
Yeah, they kind of hint at stuff like this.
They always take like a different work. We talked about this on the show.
So this young woman is Miss Sophie. She is actually, when we meet her, she's actually working in the household of another family of the time.
Cho Chang.
Yeah, Cho Chang.
Really?
Cho Chang is the stepmom.
Holy
She's
cow.
the evil stepmom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
She is
Does
as...
she still have the Scottish accent?
A little bit.
A little bit.
No,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. For the record, that actress is as old as the actress who plays Eloise is, which I think is hysterical.
Yeah. Eloise is, I think in the stories, Eloise is like 20, 21.
In season 4, she's about, 21.
And then in real life, she's played by a 38-year-old.
Yeah.
And so, but she pulls it off, I will say.
They all look great.
And she's like a British Jennifer Lawrence. She's like a fucking I don't care.
Fucks. Yeah.
She and Billie Piper should play sisters at some point because they could both play like these beautiful low-class women who just speak their minds about whatever's on it at the moment.
Sounds like fun.
So Miss Sophie Peck is a servant in this very small household because there is no current male heir. The actual title is in the process of going to like a cousin. So they're kind of living off of the goodwill of the family overall. The stepmother, this is her
Second marriage.
Third marriage. Or is it second? No, it is second. You're right. So she has 2 daughters from a previous marriage. She married this guy. Did not know he refers to Sophie as his ward.
They go out and crime fight at night.
Okay. That's amazing.
Not really.
No.
See, I would have watched the show if that was the case.
Yeah.
So just a quick explanation. A ward is kind of like, you're an adopted...
Dick Grayson
is a ward.
Yeah. So he introduces Sophie as his ward to his new wife, and new wife is not all about this because she didn't know the Earl of Penwood passes away. And the stepmother's like, you know what? We're going to make you a servant for reasons that will come up later. She
Cinderella.
She keeps Sophie around for very specific reasons. So Sophie is doing all this work. It's the night before of the ball. She's hanging out with her servant friends, and they hatch up a plan to send Sophie to this ball. She has a great time.
She meets a boy.
Comes back. There's kind of consequences. The stepmother finds out very early on. Immediately that Sophie did go to this ball. Because, the shoes that she borrowed are scuffed, and she kind of pieces it together pretty quickly. So she sends Sophie off. Sophie finds a new job out in the countryside. Meanwhile, Benny Bridges is doing the party circuit because he's alone and sad and can't find this girl that he found at the ball.
Benny recruited all of his female friends, which is to say his sister and her friend.
His sister-in-law, who is also the largest gossip columnist.
And they're like, we're going to figure out who this Cinderella is. And then after a week, they're like, we can't figure out who this fucking Cinderella is. It's no one in town.
They go to parties and all this other stuff.
So Benny goes on a bender. Busted up about this.
Ends up at his friend's house out in the country. And he's outside. And he notices a couple of the other men of the ton are trying to hit on one of the servants.
The Ton is like the royal court. It's the people that are part of this high society.
Yeah, society. Who should come out but Sophie to come to the aid of her fellow servant, spills some water on the guy and tells the other girl to run in. They're about to go after Sophie, and Benny whams them right in the face, protecting the honor of this young woman who doesn't know.
And then accidentally gets stabbed in the side.
Yeah.
But he's too tough a man to let that stop him, so they're going to go to my cottage.
Yes.
Not your cottage, my cottage.
It's his private, country estate.
Okay.
It's a gorgeous house. So he brings Sophie with him. The caretakers of this place aren't home that night, so Sophie heals him up through the night and looks after him.
Nightingale style, nurses him back to life.
Through the night?
Yep. Okay. No, well, not that way. Not that way. He's too bent out of shape for that. He's got a big gaping chest wound. And so she sleeps next to him. But at this point in history, that's scandalous.
Yes.
It's scandalous that a woman would stay in the room of a man she's not married to overnight. Oh my God.
The next morning, he's like, oh my God, you saved my life. You are going to stay here as my guest. And Sophie's not used to having free time where she's not doing housework. So he kind of softens her up a little bit and is like, hey, when we get back to London, I'll make sure you're set up with a good employer.
I got you a job.
Turns out said employer is his own family because his sisters need a new lady's maid.
Which he didn't know.
Yes.
I should note, Ben didn't come home with a plan. Benny's plan was, well, we're a rich family, and we're well-to-do, and I'm sure we can find really somewhere for you to sit and do.
Also, for the record, the other servant that Sophie helped protect at that country estate is also now working at the Bridgertons because Benny hooked her up.
The Bridgertons are just what people are supposed to be. They're just genuinely kind people that give people extra chances. If they see that you need a hand, they'll come up with a solution for you.
They mentioned this in one of the episodes when they're out in the country, but because Sophie's mother-in-law sent her away, she ended up having to hire multiple servants to take over all of the work she was doing.
It turns into a B-plot.
And this turns into a whole thing where,
the maid wars.
Yeah, the maid wars. So, when it's a hot market for the employees and not the employers, that's kind of what we're looking at. So several servants change households, but all of the Bridgerton servants stay very loyal because they are treated very well there. Which is kind of fun.
Sophie gets accepted, and Mama Bridgerton is just kind of side-eyeing Benny.
Yeah, Violet Bridgerton is like, I see you.
She clocks it immediately. She's like, what's going on?
It's like, you're very well educated, you have very good manners, you're very well taken care of. There's something going on.
Something's going on.
She spots something early.
Something's going on with Sophie, but also something's going on with Benny and Sophie.
Yes.
This is not like... Sophie clearly knows more than she should about things she shouldn't know anything about, like French. And Benny is also up to something.
So skipping forward a little bit just so we can get to the fun part of the conversation. Lots of drama happens. Sophie's gonna leave. Benny tries to go after her. The family, except for the mom, have no idea what's going on. So when all of this comes to a head, Eloise and Hyacinth are like, wait, what do you mean you're in love with Our Lady's maid? Mm-hmm. It's a whole thing. And it turns out the reason the mother-in-law kept Sophie around is for every year Sophie lived in the household, there would be a certain amount of money set aside for all 3 of the girls' dowries. So mother-in-law was like, hey, I'm going to take all of Sophie's money and I'm going to give the vast majority of it to my favorite daughter, and I will give my other daughter, who's amazing, and we will also talk about, like, a little bit more. So it's Rosamund and Posey. Posey's a delight.
Posey is... My favorite thing about Posey is that she's dumb, but she knows she's dumb and she's okay with it.
Yeah.
And so at one point, she's
smart when it matters.
At one point, after Sophie starts working for the Bridgertons, Cho Chang and her family come over... because they're the new neighbors.
Yeah. Araminta.
Yes, they're introducing themselves. So Posey is the only one that sees Sophie. Everybody else is too busy in their own world.
Yeah, and she kind of covers for her.
And so she covers for Sophie because she likes Sophie a lot. She is like the good of the evil stepsister. She's the better of
because her older sister gets all the attention, she kind of does her own thing a little bit.
And so she just has fun. She's always in love with any guys that give her attention but doesn't know how to go after any of them.
Yeah, so something that happens very early on when Sophie's dismissed from the household is Posey takes some shoe clips and gives them to Sophie of like, here, sell these, get some money, take care of yourself.
Which end up being fake.
Yeah, they end up being fake. And then mother-in-law is like, oh,
you stole my
Sophie
property.
Stole these shoe clips, arrest her.
Yeah. Okay.
So Sophie ends up in jail. It's a whole thing. We find out what's in the will. All of this comes to a head at the Queen's Ball, where Sophie and the Bridgertons kind of step up against
there's a mutual
family.
Blackmailing.
Yeah.
Basically, Araminta, Cho Chang, and her family are essentially being like, we'll out Sophie and she'll go to jail.
And the Bridgertons are like,
we got bigger dirt on you than you have on her.
Yeah, you committed fraud.
So if you do that, we will go way higher up. And we know the Queen. You don't know the Queen.
We know the Queen, and we have
friends on the inside.
Whistledown in our family.
We have Whistledown, the Queen's favorite gossipist in the family, and Mom's best friend and tea buddy is the Queen's like right-hand lady.
Yeah.
So like, we got everything on you. You got nothing here.
Yeah.
They come to kind of a
mutual
Cold War understanding of things.
So they give this story to the Queen to kind of get her blessing on all this, that Sophie is not an illegitimate child, which is Sophie's mom was a maid. So we spin this story of like, oh, it was the Earl of Penwood's niece, and she's only just come into society, and
she's been in the country the whole time,
and she's legit, and she has a dowry, and she's gonna marry Benedict Bridgerton. And the Queen is like, this is hilarious. I love this. Go do your thing.
You dumb fucks. I see exactly what you're doing, but I don't care because my life's also crazy, and this just makes me happy to see these dumb shits doing this dumb shit.
Happily ever after. Everything's great. Also worth mentioning as we mentioned, Earl of Penwood is this new guy. He shows up later in the season, and it turns out his wife is the female rival from the previous few seasons.
Yes.
Who had to leave town.
Leave town suddenly.
Leave town very
so that was
suddenly.
The dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that was the big twist of who is this new Lady Penwood. And it turns out, which is biggest mostly for Eloise, because Eloise at that point is like, maybe marriage isn't so bad.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a good idea and something my mom is right about. The biggest thing with Bridgerton is always, God damn it, Mom was right.
Yeah. So, all right, so let's break this down a little bit. First off, let's talk about Mama Bridgerton.
Yes.
Because, holy moly, Ruth Gemmell is a treasure. And I am so shocked by how little she makes from this show, because she has such a huge role in this season.
Yeah.
She has her own romantic subplot because she's a grieving widow, but she wants to have fun. And her, like, best friend's brother is kind of have a crush on her.
What season is this again?
This is season 4.
Okay, I'm gonna look up the cast list. I just want to see these people.
Oh yeah. Oh, everyone's beautiful.
It's a lot of really attractive men. There's a lot of really attractive men in this show.
It's great. Great costuming. God. The work that these costume designers do on this show is nothing short of a miracle. It is not 100% period accurate.
No.
However, there's a lot in this show that is not 100% period accurate.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of it is actually to its benefit. So one of the huge things with Bridgerton that a lot of people like to point out is they talk about this in the Queen Charlotte spinoff, but race is not recognized as much as it was in real life.
Cast.
Yeah.
It's completely diverse.
It is a very diverse cast. In the spinoff show, we kind of hint at this we're entering a new chapter and we're being open and accepting because this incoming queen is a black woman. And it's kind of this shift that the society goes through where we start, having more Asian and black people and all this other good stuff. And it's really lovely to see such a nice wide variety of cast members.
It's not just a wall of white faces.
Yeah, which
the main family is all white. A lot of the main families are white, but the queen,
her right-hand man, Sophie and her family are cast as Asian for this season, which is very fun. A lot of the
love interests come in.
Yeah, Tony Bridges from season 2, his love interest is an Indian woman.
Yep.
Yeah, that actress that plays the Queen, Golda Rosheva.
Yeah,
she looks regal.
Yeah.
In her normal pictures.
And let me tell you, the spin-off series they did, they cast her younger self so amazingly spot on.
Oh, really?
It's insane. It's crazy. There's a good side-by-side of the two of them next to each other. It's crazy. But Violet Bridgerton has an amazing season. She gets a sex scene, which is something you almost never see sex scenes like this for people who are over the age of 35.
Yeah.
And she's in cute lingerie, and she has this guy that she invites over for evening tea.
There's a whole thing with the maid.
There's a whole thing. And at the end of the season, she's considering marrying this guy. And then she, all this stuff with her kids happens, and she's like, I don't think I'm quite ready for that. I still want to sleep with you, but I don't think I'm ready to get remarried. Mm-hmm. And that kind of falls apart a little bit for her, but she has such a great season. She's clocking Sophie, and she really sticks up for Sophie. One thing that they don't have in the show that does happen in the books is when Posey defends Sophie in the books, it gets to a point where her stepmother pretty much disowns her, and the Bridgertons actually take her in until she gets married, which is really fantastic.
I honestly wish it happened in the show. I think it would have been an excellent addition to the cast.
Yeah, and they do, in the show, they kind of show Posey, with some young lord, having a good time at a ball. In the books, she gets married to, a pastor out in the country, and they're very happy and adorable with each other, and it's very cute.
This is everyone's favorite. This is a sight gag on a podcast. This is your beloved vigilante in Bridgerton.
Oh my god. No, I can't take him serious.
If anybody look up Freddie Stroma, who plays one of the guys that comes in and woos Daphne in season 1, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
He's a monarch from, Sweden or something.
Yeah.
But anyway...
or maybe Austria.
Something like that.
Because it's hinted that it's the Queen's nephew.
Yeah.
So probably a prince in Austria.
Yeah. But anyway...
let's also talk sets.
Yeah.
So if anyone has ever seen on YouTube the Architectural Digest videos of them doing walkthroughs of rich people's houses, they did a handful of episodes similar to that, but with the Bridgerton sets. And let me tell you, these are works of art.
Yes.
And I hope they're in some ways preserved for the future. Kind of like how the Harry Potter sets are all set aside in England. These are just so stupidly beautiful, and they match up because they don't film all of the interior scenes in the actual historical houses that they use for the exterior reference shots.
It's like a warehouse with a lot of mini cubby rooms built into it.
But they use those historical homes as a reference. So the Bridgertons main sitting room, their living room, they made sure the windows lined up with how the house on the exterior looks in real life.
Yeah.
But it's little things like that where it's
the production on the show.
This is why we need more practical.
The production on the show is outstanding, right down to little details and the tapestries on the wall.
It's saturated and beautiful, and
it does great color theory of there's Bridgerton blue, and all the Queen stuff is always very golden and regal,
gold
and purple,
and pink, and
so. But it's just I love how the show just allows the characters to lift and move, where it's just like so the B plot to all of this, while all of this is going on, there's a death in the family.
Oh yeah. So spoiler alert, as if we haven't already been talking spoilers, but spoiler alert. So last season, one of the daughters, Francesca, who we mentioned, so the third daughter, second daughter,
third daughter after Eloise.
Yes, that's right. Francesca has her debut and ends up marrying the Earl of Kilmartin. So he's Scottish. Unfortunately, Mr. John Sterling, Earl of Kilmartin, passes very suddenly.
He has like an aneurysm or something?
He's like a brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to write somebody off.
He's like, I have a headache. I'm going to go lie down.
Oh, it does happen.
Yeah. Because Francesca's going to get her own season later on, which we'll get to in a second. John dies very suddenly, and Francesca has this actor, Hannah Dodd, by the way, is amazing.
Yeah.
But there's this whole back and forth of like her not really processing the grief very well, and then by the time she does process it, like a lot of things have happened. There's a great scene between her and her mother where Francesca says something to the effect of, I know you want to come here and like help comfort me by saying we're similar because we both lost our husbands, but you have 8 kids and I couldn't even conceive one.
Yeah.
And now because there is no heir, she's kind of in this weird limbo state, and it's going to be very concerning for her.
It's a very female story that you wouldn't normally see, where they're talking about like her role in the society is to have kids.
Yeah. There's, oh man, when John Sterling dies, they get a meeting with this guy who like kind of oversees the lineages and the passing of titles. And he's like, oh, well, if you're pregnant, we can do a check right now. And it's not graphic, but they show like...
Get up on these stirrups.
Yeah, like Francesca's laying down in a bed and they have a doctor come in and she has her family like with her while they are checking down there to see if she is pregnant. And you can just see in her face how just utterly destroyed she is.
Well, and it's like we had this fun, for longtime viewers, you'll remember in our first section review, we had all this fun because the first section of the season is all about Francesca not knowing what orgasms are.
Oh, yeah.
And thinking that that's the key to conception is for her to actually orgasm when having sex. And so there's all this back and forth of her trying to figure out what the fuck coming means.
Yeah. And then her husband dies.
And you're just like, well, that was funny for a little while.
Yeah. So the reason why we're going to get a full season for Francesca is because John has a cousin. This cousin has a gender swap from the book to the show. Okay. So this cousin is now a woman, Michaela Sterling. So the implication is that the two of them are going to get it on later on in their own season, which is going to be very fun, but I know it's going to cause a lot of drama in the people who have feelings about gay people.
Yeah, the communities. The various warring factions of society.
Yeah.
You're talking about in the show.
In the show.
In reality, too.
But in reality, it seems like those people are not watching Bridgerton.
I don't know.
Because it seems like you said there's a lot of man-on-man action already.
There's a little bit.
There's not a lot. There's like scenes.
Yeah, it's not a whole season dedicated to a gay love interest.
Yeah.
Which is what is forthcoming when Francesca has her own season.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see how
it'll
this
be
is handled.
Drama within the ton, but I think that there could also be drama in real life, because that's the other thing. You don't have to like a show to get upset about what it does.
Yeah, and a lot of people were
that's true.
And a lot of people were very, I think, caught off guard by the gender swap of that character.
Yeah.
To be fair, this actress is great. I think it's going to be a good time. Hannah Dodd is amazing. It's still going to be a great time because it's Bridgerton.
Yeah. No, I just see that this could be one of those things where Bridgerton has a trailer where it's two women falling in love, and the next morning on Fox News they're like, I can't believe a show like Bridgerton that I've never seen once in my life would ever promote same-sex coupling.
God forbid.
See, but once again, Bridgerton has been known for, like, maybe not, same-sex love, but very graphic love.
Oh, yeah.
That most of those people wouldn't watch it anyways.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, you don't have to watch something to be upset by it.
We see a lot of Jonathan Bailey butt in this show.
True. But, the funny part is, a lot of those male people that you said are screaming about the same sex, because it's two women, they're not going to have any problem watching
That's
it.
also true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
true.
how much fake...
But think of the children,
outrage.
Steve.
Yeah, if your
think of the
if your child's
children.
watching Bridgerton, you need to get fucking
You got
arrested.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall thoughts, I thought the season was fantastic. Season 1, they were kind of finding their rhythm, and as the seasons have since progressed, I know some people were upset with season 3 because there was slightly more historical inaccuracy, but they kind of backtracked that. I think they heard the feedback, and they backtracked a little bit. This season was phenomenal. Everything was so good. The acting continues to just be amazingly stellar, and it's a shame that this show doesn't get more awards, because it really deserves it.
I do have to check myself every once in a while and remind myself what era of history we're in.
Yes, so
It's like early 1800s.
we are early 1800s.
Yeah.
So the King George, who
is the Revolutionary War King George.
Okay.
yeah,
But post gone crazy.
Yeah, quote unquote Mad King George. So he's kind of not fully in the picture because he lives outside of London. So it's really the Queen who's doing all of the
The queening.
the regnant stuff.
Yeah. But that's not part of the show. We don't see the Queen signing too many diplomatic papers.
True, but in the spin-off series, we see her grappling with the fact that none of her kids have a viable heir.
Yeah.
That's a whole thing that becomes a thing. The other thing is, probably in the next season, both her and George are going to pass away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Just with the way the timelines are kind of
Melting.
putting together, she is going to pass first.
Oh.
Historically, he never gets told when she passes away.
No kidding.
They according to history, they actually put down like extra hay for her funeral procession so he can't hear the carts going by. So it's a very heartbreaking thing. I will say that spin-off series, if you're ever interested, really great, really fun.
It's a fun little introduction to the show.
A fun little note I want to include is that because of George's mental issues, fun little costuming tidbit, the Queen's costumes are actually out of fashion for the time that we are in for the main series of Bridgerton. She wears those older style dresses to help connect with him when she does go see him.
Yeah.
Which is really, really lovely. And I love the costumes so much. Moving on
Yes.
to the next hyperfixation of the week.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Pokopia.
Pokopia.
It's out, kids.
It's out, kids.
It's out and it's selling out
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah. You cannot get a physical copy almost anywhere.
I didn't know they were selling physical copies.
I got a physical copy.
Wow. Is it actually a physical copy, or is
It's
it a
a
little
game key card.
cardboard? Wow.
But it's, the packaging looks great and all that.
Yeah.
Game key card. I want to do this quick little tangent about game key cards. Everyone freaks out about game key cards. If you buy most PlayStation or Xbox games, you put the disc in, it loads most of the game onto your system anyways.
Yeah.
So a game key card is just the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
And it's like everyone freaks out about it. It's like, dude, PlayStation and Xbox have been doing it for years now. It's just, yes, Nintendo's doing it now, and they have reasons, and I don't give a shit. Like, everyone freaks out. It's like, dude, it's still, you are downloading the game, but you still have a physical copy of it that you can still trade in because people can still reuse the game key card and all that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. No, game key card, like, once you trade in the game, they can...
Oh,
it
interesting.
can be used, but I think you lose
of course.
access to it.
Yeah, of course. I would
But
imagine.
it's like, just give the game key card a rest.
Yeah.
So, Pokopia.
Yes.
This game, as we were talking about a little bit earlier before you guys started the show, it's pretty much a mix of Pokemon, Minecraft, and Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
You have the functionality of Animal Crossing where it's like daily tasks and you're building community and it's fun and cozy. You get the Minecraft with the building and the exploration and the mining. And you have the Pokemon
Which
with
is
the
just the Pokemon.
Yeah.
And the music. I think
And the music.
I think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
this was why they came out with that little Game Boy peripheral.
Yeah.
Was that a lot of the music is from Blue and Red.
Yeah.
Because the game takes place in Kanto.
Yeah.
Which is a nice little note.
Yeah.
And it has a fun little storyline, I heard. About
Yes.
Well, not fun, but
Fun is operative.
it has an
Yes.
actual story.
Yes.
So we don't necessarily have to spoil what the actual situation
Something
something happened to all the humans.
And this is a long time after it happened.
And for all of us living in the wonderful year of 2026, and we look outside and see the weather and the state of the environment, you can kind of piece together what happened to the humans.
Even though there are Pokemon that can literally control the weather and the environment, even then the humans found a way to
fuck
really
it all up.
Fuck some shit up.
Yeah. So, Pokemon are slowly returning, and it's your job to make cozy little communities for everyone to live and be joyful and thrive without human intervention.
Yes.
And it is the most fun, delightful, joy-filled little game. Oh my god. So many hours already.
It is like, so addressing one of our main concerns, or my main concern, you can just have you do have to have a Ditto that looks like a child, but it doesn't have to be colored like a child.
Yes, you can just do the full purple Ditto.
Yeah, it can just look like a Ditto that is just taking the shape of a child.
And I like the story behind that, where it's what their trainer
exactly.
used to look like, which I like that.
And further with that is certain pieces of human technology that are left over will only activate when they sense the quote-unquote presence of a human.
Yeah.
So that's
you have
why
to have a human-looking presence.
Yeah.
And so I
Human
like
passing.
that. I like that there's an actual explanation within the story for why they have it.
Because that was your biggest concern when
huge.
the trailer first came out, was why am I
why
a
do I have
Ditto
to
as a
do
human?
this? Why do I have to look
Why
like
am I
this?
a child?
I hate this.
So we had fully intended on waiting a while before getting this game, and then last week was crazy, and I needed something to take the edge off.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
And oh boy, I'm so glad I just went for it.
Car breakdowns will do that to you. Car breakdowns and statewide travel will do that to you. So Pokopia has been a resting balm.
Oh my god. Oh, but it's so much fun.
I really like...
See all your favorite guys.
Yes. They do a great job of introducing a bunch of different Pokemon. They lean more towards the first 150, but there's a good mix in there too.
There's a pretty solid... variety from each of the... I mean, even from Scarlet and Violet, there are a handful of those Pokemon that are here.
Yeah.
And it's really lovely.
Yeah. And it's like... My complaints with the game are limited... Because, I have complaints.
Always.
So it's things like, it's a little too Minecrafty at times. It's a little kind of almost too blatantly Minecrafty at times. Some of the music, while atmospheric, doesn't feel inclusive to the game.
The first couple of days in the game, when you're still like building everything up, because the music expands as you progress, right? So the first couple of days, just throw on other music and save yourself the headache of hearing the same 6 bars of music repeating for hours on
there's
end.
There's atmospheric, and then there's a 20-second loop.
Yeah. Not even.
And
not
it's
even
just
20
okay, this is going to drive me absolutely wild. I can't do this. So, yes, I like that the music gets better the more progressed.
Yeah, once you hit day 5 and you get unlock more areas, you build the Pokemon centers, music gets a lot better.
I really like that they do remixes of the music from the original game. So it's
so you can find CDs, and you have CD players and stuff, and you can choose what arrangement of each song you want playing.
But also there was one zone that you entered where it was kind of a what's the term in music,
changing something from major to minor
minor key. So they're the evolution theme, but in a minor key. And so it's okay, this stuff I really like. We should do more of this stuff. You can get a Rotom that will play music, but it's very distance based. So if you walk away from it, you can't hear it anymore, and it's no, just have that play everywhere. Little easy things that can fix some of this stuff.
Yeah, but overall the attention to quality of life for the player is really great.
Yeah.
So I saw a video of because you can have mine carts and mine tracks and all that stuff. And I saw a video, someone was literally about to say oh, I wish the mine cart Pokemon could actually go on the tracks behind you, and as soon as he said it, one of the Pokemon jumped on the tracks and started whizzing around.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that, or the Pokemon that can fly, if you have them follow you and you go somewhere, they will just fly, the easiest direction. Yeah. They don't necessarily have to like follow your every footstep.
Yeah. There have been some bumps. It's not always super clear what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, some of the instructions are a little vague and at times.
There's a lot of moments where it's like, I guess I'm going to go talk to Professor Tangrowth because I have no fucking clue what you want me to do right now.
Yeah.
That has happened more than once, I will say.
Yeah.
But I think now, especially that you've progressed further in the game, you've reached master level.
I have.
I think that
earlier.
I think that now that we see kind of the broad scope of the game, it really works.
And I will say, for as fast as I got through some of the, like, major, like, milestones and projects that you work on, this game is so enormous. It will take me so long to, like, rebuild these broken down towns that you are given.
That's the other thing, is that since it takes place in Kanto, it's all places that Pokemon people recognize. So it's Vermilion, Celadon, Cerulean, Fuchsia. Like, it's a bunch of cities that you know. You can go to Pallet Town, and it's just an empty space.
And you can just build it from the ground up. Yeah.
And so it's just, like, it's stuff that Pokemon fans will definitely gravitate towards. And
there's the SS Anne. You can just walk around.
You can walk around on the SS Anne when it's pulled up into Vermilion. When you go to Celadon, there's a big tower, and it's the department store that you have to rebuild.
Like, rebuild it from the ground up.
And it's just, like, it's really fun. I like that they take Pokemon that we know and do, like, these little twisty turns on them. So it's like, here's a Pikachu, but it's drained of all its electricity.
Yeah. Moslax!
Here's a Snorlax, but he stayed in one place so long that he's covered in moss.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's so precious.
Here's a Tinkatuff, but it has a utility tool instead of just a big hammer. So
the hammer has like 2 other attachments to it.
Awesome. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, there's some really fun, clever things that I like in this game.
The Tangrowth, their trainer was a professor. So it has like a TM disc on its head.
So it's like a doctor's reflector.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But it's like it is really cute, and it plays in the game, in the Pokemon world, in a really nice way.
I think they also mentioned at some point it will connect to Pokemon Home, which is insane to think about.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't done that yet. I also anticipate, now that I've unlocked each of the different areas, I am fairly certain there will be some kind of update or DLC that will include...
For the success of this?
Yeah,
absolutely.
that will include a desert area and a snow area. Yeah. Because I noticed those were very distinctly missing.
Yeah.
So
probably also a more distinct water area. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a way to go to Cinnabar Island or Seafoam.
I mean, the beach town does have quite a good variety, but I think you're right. Like, there's a very heavy focus on, like, the rock and the grass types.
Because, like, Cinnabar has a volcano, but that also means it has a mountain.
Yep.
So now it's 100,000 years later or whatever, so it could be a snow area now instead of just a fire area.
Yeah. So the one with the tower, which... Celadon. They're like, oh, like, this town is now really high up in the clouds. So kind of like... Tears of the Kingdom, like, you are up in these, like, sky islands.
Yeah, it's suddenly, like, in the mountains, which Celadon was at the top of a mountain before, but it never felt like this.
Yeah, this is, like, way high up there.
Yeah, because to go from Celadon to Fuchsia, you just ride downhill and you don't have to do anything. You just scoot downhill, whereas if you ride up, it takes twice as long.
So I will say, I want to play a little bit more. But this is like an A+ game.
Yeah.
I mean, it is great for all ages.
Yes. I will say there are a few things that I think get a little repetitive. So the legendary Pokemon showing up,
sure,
they all have the exact same thing to say.
But that's kind of the Animal Crossing style of, like, you know, this everyday cycle.
Yeah.
Of, you know, this is just the things that you have to take care of every day.
Even so, I think that, like, Tears of the Kingdom, you can kind of finesse those big story beat moments to make them more impactful than just having kind of like... Because, like, that Tears of the Kingdom, all of the sages had the exact same thing to say.
Right.
And it was just like, yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel that way when, like, Kyogre and then Mewtwo and then, like, they all have the exact same thing to say.
But I will say... There are moments where you'll be, like, walking around and, like, 2 of your Pokemon in your village will be, like, talking with each other. And some of those interactions are, like, very uniquely for those Pokemon. And it is so delightful.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, 2 Pokemon that are kind of, like, scatterbrained will be like, oh, ha 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 ha, what were we just laughing about again?
Yeah.
And they'll be like in this cycle. And like some Pokemon, you can almost kind of tell that there's like an accent that's implied. Like they'll have certain pet names for you, and they'll have like certain personality types, and it's much more expansive than the really repetitive dialogue in Animal Crossing, where there's really the like 8 archetypes.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is that there is no mention of gender with Pokemon in this game, which I think is interesting. Gender was something that was added later for me in Pokemon. I know it was second gen had gender, but like for me, I never think of gender when it comes to Pokemon.
Yeah, because like some Pokemon have like with Pikachu, right? Yeah. Like the different tail types.
Even that is really recent.
Like you don't name these Pokemon. You just refer to them by their name. Species. Yeah. I will say some of the loading screens, they actually have little blurbs with like the quote unquote scientific names of some of the Pokemon.
Yeah, that's new. They've never had that before.
I'm so fascinated by that.
There have been scientific
that has
museums.
Huge implications.
Yeah. There were scientific museums in Pokemon before. None of them had scientific names for the Pokemon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's a good game.
A+. I'm going to go back to playing it.
I see this as a plus and a minus for Nintendo. The plus is, we mentioned this a couple weeks ago, system seller.
Yeah.
Because not only can you not find the copies, you can't find Switch 2s anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Second off, the polish of this game really raises the bar for fucking Game Freak.
Seriously.
And there are other Pokemon games.
Compared to other Pokemon games.
You can't put out another ZA after this.
No.
I have not encountered a single glitch in this game.
Yeah.
It is so...
It runs clean. The only glitches are when like someone's sitting on something and there's nothing there. So there's like...
Oh, yeah. If
there have
they're
been
like
times
floating,
where like, a character is just floating because they're supposed to be sitting on a block, but the block didn't load.
That's not game breaking.
Yeah. No. There's no game break glitches. They're just kind of like funny, like, oh, I'm going to take a picture of this funny thing that wasn't supposed to happen.
Like Wind and Waves, better be fucking polished.
Yep. This is the thing that makes me worried, is that Pokemon, for the last few years, has been on an on-off cycle.
One game's good, the next one's not great.
Off was ZA, on is Pokopia, is off going to be Winds and Waves.
They can't. I don't think they can.
No.
Because this was made by Game Freak and a third party, which is Koei Tecmo, which we were talking about this. This is made by the same team that made Dragon Quest Builders 2, which this shows a lot of. But if this third party, and then also Game Freak is putting out, I can't remember the name of the new game they're putting out that's not a Pokemon game. They're putting out like some big, massive game that looks incredible.
Oh, I don't know about this.
I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah.
But they're putting out this other game that looks amazing. It's a big, like, non-Pokemon third-party game. People are like, okay, so if you're going to do this, Pokopia, and you're going to put out this other game that runs great, and then you're going to put out a fucked-up Pokemon game again? That can't happen.
Yeah.
The game has to run, but moreover, I think the game has to have a story like this. Like, that, I think, is, like, the biggest thing. Is, like, Scarlet and Violet ran poorly and had a bad story.
Yeah.
I don't know that... I need the game to run well. But moreover, if the game doesn't run well, but the story is amazing and the gameplay is fun, that'll be more important to me.
So the game is coming out actually August 1st. It's called Beast of Reincarnation.
Huh.
And if you go and watch the trailer for it, it'll piss you off being a Pokemon fan.
Which one? Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that one.
It looks... And it supposedly is going to be... It's kind of like what I have heard from people who have played it on, game journalists and whatnot. It has a very Ghost of Yote kind of look and feel to it. And it's like, okay, if you're going to put out a game like that, and then you're going to put out another fucking janky-ass... No.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to put that effort into fucking your biggest priority.
Yeah.
Which is Pokemon.
I think the biggest thing is that the Wind and Waves cannot be for both Switch and Switch 2. It's going to have to just be for Switch 2.
They've announced it as just for Switch 2.
Yeah.
And this proves that it'll sell.
Yeah.
Because this is Switch 2 only. And
the hardware is just so much better.
Well, and by the time that comes out, we're going to be so far beyond the Switch. It would be kind of hilarious if they tried to port it back to the Switch.
Well, and I watched an interesting thing about the Resident Evil Requiem, how well it runs on Switch 2.
Yeah.
It actually is running at like 520p, but they use AI upscaling to such a master level that it looks like 4K.
Oh, interesting.
And they said that's the difference with the Switch 2 is it uses this AI upscaling in a lot of its games, which solves a lot of the issues of the hardware.
Huh.
And it's like...
All right.
That's why I love Switch 2.
If that's what it takes.
Looks spectacular.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yeah,
thank you for joining
us.
I'm going back to my Pokopia.
Yeah, Pokopia.
Tilly returns from whence she came.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that was NerdPod Generations, episode 185. Really hope you enjoyed it. We have a lot to talk about for next week, which luckily, usually we're like, we have nothing to talk about.
Who the fuck knows
we
what
have
we're
a lot
gonna
to
do?
talk about for
Yeah.
next week, and if you're a horror movie fan, please tune in for next week. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we got all kinds of goodies next week.
Yes.
All kinds of spooks and scares.
Yes.
And I'm excited because
I can't
we're
wait.
going to talk about crooked men. We're going to talk about bone temples.
Yep.
And it's going to be a good time.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. So, folks, once again, NerdPod Generations, episode 185. Please go to nerdpodgen.com, and that's where you can learn about us and learn about other things about the channel. And, Al, who does our artwork and our music?
Our art is by Kortney Howell. Our music is by Brendan Williams and James Connolly. I am Alfred Judson.
And I am a congested Steve Taylor.
And until next week, friends and enemies, who the fuck knows what the weather's going to be in the meantime. Have a great week.
Peace out.